What's up everybody, this is G The Hypersapien, and in this video we're going to take a look at Warhammer commemorative series Orks Goff Rocker. I'm a little late to the party on this model, but everyone knows that it's better to be late to a party than not rock up at all. We like to party. We like to walk. Super busy and kind of forgot about this model in a way because I've got so much backlog of different models from different companies to take a look at. I'm going to start trying to roll out as many unboxing and review videos as I can. And as I was looking through my box of what I've got to take a look at, this one was in there, and all of a sudden the light bulb moment went off and I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to review this and maybe do a painting video for this. But anyway, let's bust this open and have a look. Okay, so inside the box you get your build guide and you get this little black tray with your base and your sprue for the miniature. We'll take this out. Man, the Goff Rocker doesn't want to get out of this. Okay, like always, we'll take a look at the build guide first. Before assembling your miniatures, please read through the instructions in this booklet carefully. A pair of plastic cutters is required to remove the plastic components in this kit from their frame. We advise using a mold line scraping tool to clean up the parts. To assemble your model, you will need plastic glue. So this is a fairly small and simple to build model, but I'll show the instruction guide just in case you want to build along, or if you need to have a look at the instruction booklet if you've lost yours. So step 1 to 4, Goff Rocker. So step 1, you take piece 1 and 2 and put them together. But see the yellow line here? This is basically to indicate where to put your glue. Once you've cleaned up your parts, the mold lines and all the little bits and pieces, you put some glue around here and stick it together. So if we jump across here, just to let you know, all the blue parts are the previous step. So this is indicating that you've already glued these pieces together here. But we jump down to this part here, and that's 3, 4 and 5. So it's the foot, and you put the squig amp onto that, and then you put this part. It looks like it's some of the squig's body, like his leg. So step 2 down here is 6 and 7. So you put 6 and 7 together, and this is his guitar and his hand, and you put this strap on his body here. If you're interested in sub-assemblies, you might be able to leave this guitar off so you can paint it separately and glue it on later, because you're just gluing this on the hand, the bottom of the hand here, and this is going into its back. So it's not parts that are really going to interfere too much. So step 3 is 9 and 8. So basically it's this ammo pouch or this ammo belt that goes onto his guitar belt. And piece 9 is obviously his head here, this wonderful sculpt of a Goff Rocker face. I love it. You could leave the head off and paint it separately if you want, but it doesn't look like it's going to interfere too much. You know, sometimes orcs, when they have big jaws, sometimes it gets in the way and you might want to keep bits and pieces off. But this model, it looks like you can kind of get the brush to most parts. I might leave the guitar off myself. That's probably about it, really. So we jump down to step 4. And piece 10 is his hand with this microphone, and it's basically a bomb. Like you can see that it's a grenade or a stick bomb, and you can see this just goes into his hand here. Again, you could leave that off if you wanted to paint in sub-assemblies, but it's not going to interfere too much. But sort of as you build the model, if you are interested in sub-assemblies, you can put it in place and just see if it interferes with any of the model, if it makes it hard for the brush to get to areas, and you know, leave pieces off if you want, but that's up to you. It's a little bit more of an advanced technique. If you're new to the hobby, you might want to just build it as is. Here the green tick is the finished product, and see here the microphone might get in the way of painting his face and some of his body, so I might leave off the hands and paint them separately, but I'll build them. Sometimes you can use like blue tack or poster tack, whatever you call it in your country, and say you could put a bit of blue tack on his hand here, and you can sort of place it on there and it will fit and stay in position, and then you can just see and try and work out if it's going to interfere with the brush getting places. That's one good way of putting a model together without using glue, and just see if you interested in using sub-assemblies or not. But we can see here there's this epic paint job that heavy metal have done. So you can see here the full face-on of the Goff rocker. You see the amp here. They've done this really cool effect on the base where they haven't really like put any textures and stuff on it. It just looks like it's painted black, and it has these lights, and it has this reflection of the lights, like the stage lights coming onto here. Looks really cool. Not sure how I'll base it. I might just base it like the rest of my orcs, with gravel and rock and texture and all that stuff. Maybe a few skulls. Gotta love a few skulls. And here's the back here. Now I know this model's been out for a while, so let me know how you've painted it. If you are interested, you can join Gork and Walker's workshop on Facebook, or G The Hypersapien on Facebook, and you can, you know, show me your models if you want. So I'm going to keep it fairly goth-like. He sort of looks like the guitarist Slash a little bit with the hat and stuff. So, you know, I might take both of those sort of ideas and make up my own concept. Going to keep them fairly similar. I'm not sure if I like the white guitar though. I might try and put a different design or something on that. But now let's take a look at the sprue. So we'll start with his head. Look how amazing that looks. So much detail. Well, you can see it on the booklet, but sometimes pictures don't do something justice. But you can really see the details when you look at it in person. So he's got one small eye by the look of it, for some reason, and one big eye. I guess it's this expression like he's shouting, and one eye is like popping and bulging out. Really love this hat though. Got 2 teeth for earrings. Gotta love that. You know, most orcs just have little hoops, like little hoops for earrings. He has 2 teeth. There's the front of the squig amp. Really nice sculpt. So this is his foot, but you can see that it's got half of the squig body here. So if we flip it around, you can see that it's got some of the squig body and the tail by the looks of it, and the leg. We flip this back over, and that's the rest of it, the leg, and it hooks onto this, obviously, squig amp. Never knew they did squig amps until I saw this. I guess squigs come in all shapes, colours and sizes. Here's the strap. It's fairly basic, but, you know, it does the job. It's got a few little details and folds in here. Here's the back of the guitar, the hands. These details are so crisp. It's the front of the chest. I love this jacket. This jacket is really cool. I'm not sure what colour I'll do this. I know Goffs are known for black, and I know these kind of jackets are normally leather, you know, black with the studs and stuff on there, so I might keep it like that. But as I said before, I might base it on Slash, see what he sort of wears, maybe look into different rock and roll bands of this time and see what there is. It would be really cool to make this punk rock somehow and add the Union Jack from the UK flag in here. Would be really cool. You know, it probably won't really show up here, especially with the guitar on the back, maybe on the guitar itself. You can see some bullets here. You've got to still have bullets even if you're a rock and roller. But yeah, this is a lovely model. A few scars on his arm here. I love sculpted scars where you can sort of glaze and add some washes to this to sort of really bring out and make those scars pop, and then, you know, add some colours on top. We have the microphone. I love his gloves as well. They're like fingerless gloves, but they have studs on them. They went all out on this model. Really cool. There's the part of the strap, the guitar strap, but it has some of these bullets on there as well. So we'll flip this over and have a quick look. So you can see that he has these sculpted skull knee pads. They kind of remind me of Brutal Legends, I believe it was, a Jack Black game where he was like a rock and roll guy that was fighting demons. Don't know why, they just sort of remind me of that a bit. Let me know in the comments if you played that game. There's not much more to show. You can see some of the back of the details here. Mainly we want to look at the guitar here. So you can see all the strings here and all the bits and pieces. Some sculpted damage. This will really show up if you edge highlight, or, you know, you put a wash in there and just bring out that detail. Has some veins coming up here which are sculpted in as well. And he has some awesome looking rings. Gonna have to make them gold, right? Okay, so that's the sprue. So that's my sort of quick look and go through and unboxing and review of the Goff rocker. You know, I like to do these as well. If someone needs the instructions, it's kind of like these videos can be a way for people to come back and have a look at the instructions. If they get the model, they get it off eBay or something, and they just get the sprue. you know, they can come back and they can have a look at these instruction guides. I go through them a little bit slower so you can see them step by step. So you can sort of build along, or you can pause and just go from there. Some people, when they do unboxings, they sort of just flick through the guide really quickly and then they just look at the model quickly. I just like to be a little bit more slow and thorough through these. But yeah, let me know if you like these sort of videos. I've got plenty more to look through. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if you could please like, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. This was G, the Hypersapien, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.